Hey, it's been a while, hasn't it? If it's Chuck and Bob on a Thursday, that can only mean one thing. That means the high school sports season has started, and we're awaiting high school football in a little, probably about 36 hours away or somewhere in the ballpark there. Looking forward to it, a night of what I like to call road rivalries that we'll have. One of those nights where you wish you could clone yourself, but my goodness, I know all of you sit out there and say, thank goodness there's only one of each of you. But if you could, about 6 or 7 different games we could go to. Let's start off with the battle for US 6. LaVille goes over to Don Bungie Field to take on Bremen. Only about a 15-minute trip for Will Hostrosser and the boys. And I like what the Lancers have coming back this year.
I do too, Chuck. They've got some good numbers. A lot of them are younger guys, but last year they had a situation. They lost their starting quarterback early, Aiden Doyle, and so they had to put somebody in there. They went with a freshman, and Lucas Plummer did a great job stepping in. And now you've got a veteran quarterback who's only a sophomore. So great things ahead for LaVille, and Will Hostrosser has done just a terrific job there.
Yeah, 7 straight winning seasons they've got. They've got a veteran defense coming back. But Bremen does not come into this fight unarmed. They have a big physical team themselves. 4 starters back on the offensive line, a bunch back on the defensive line, and it doesn't hurt to have a 3-year starter at quarterback.
No, it certainly does not. And I'll tell you what, Ethan Nunemaker's done a nice job. Now, this team went 9-3 last year and 4-1 in conference play. And keep in mind, Bremen is in the NIC, so that's an impressive performance. And they've got some veterans coming back to help.
Tell you what, this is going to be a small school slobber knocker over in Bremen on Friday night. Great way to start off the season. While we talk about another road rivalry, how about the battle for US 33 South? Bragging rights up for grabs as Goshen goes to Fairfield, and both teams are fired up about it.
Being, Goshen's right up the road, and we're just down the road from Goshen. It's a nice little rivalry, so it'll be a fun night.
How exciting would it be to get a win in week 1 for this program?
I think it would be probably the biggest thing is it would set us ahead for the rest of the season.
Because they're just down the road, the 2 communities are side by side, just like going over to Concord. It would be a big win, but probably more so for our kids. And Braden said it, starting off on the right track, getting the bad taste out of your mouth early, starting off something positive and then moving and hopefully building.
Yeah, when Kyle Park talks about getting the bad taste out of your mouth, 3 straight 1-win seasons do not sit well with the Goshen seniors, but they feel like they've got the talent to do something about it.
Well, they only played 7 games last year, so it could have probably been maybe one more win, but it is really a tough number for them to go after. And just think about Fairfield a couple of years ago was kind of in the same situation. Yeah. They were struggling, but boy, what a job Will Thacker's done as a head coach. It's really turned that program around.
So you take a look at Goshen, that they've got a dual quarterback system with Quinn Bechtel and Deacon Hill, and we saw Braden Hinkle, that talented receiver. But Fairfield, they've got a new player at quarterback this year in Carter Kitson.
And Carter Kitson, good basketball player, yeah, but steps into the quarterback spot. And I just really like what Coach Thacker's doing over there. He's kind of built this up. They've done some changes to the stadium. They've improved the facilities, and they've got a commitment to their young people. And
there's a rumor they're getting field turf here within the next year or 2 down there at Fairfield. But it'll be military night. They'll have a great crowd on hand. Should be a good game down there. There are a number of NIC versus NLC matchups on Friday night. And for my money, one of the more intriguing ones is at Schoolfield. Northridge coming over to take on South Bend Adams. This Northridge team that you're going to see tomorrow night looks a lot different than the one we saw last year. Brand new coach in Chad Epley, and he's got a bunch of new players too.
He certainly does, and Chuck, one of the things he's got to do is find 17 starters to replace the ones who have moved on, and he's got a few guys that can help out. And the thing is, their depth is pretty good. The numbers are up in the program as they have been the last couple of years. They're going to miss Coach Wogelman, who did a great job there, but Clint Walker is one of those guys that will step into not a starting role, but a leadership role on this team.
Absolutely. Now, they're going to encounter an Adams squad that is playing very physical football these days. They've got some great size on the offensive line, and Antoine Jones really kind of changed it to a running style of operation last year, but he's telling anybody that wants to listen that Torrin Day's having a great fall passing the football.
Torrin Day is another story where a guy stepped in as a youngster and did a good job last year. He's a weapon. Reminds you a little bit of the Marion situation last year when they had a quarterback that could not only run but throw the ball. And Day is a terrific athlete. They've also got, as you said, they've got Jones and they've got Hunt up front, both over 250-pounders. And defensively, they're going to have to find some answers. But, again, they've got some young people who played last year, played a lot, struggled at the end of the season, been in the weight room, they're ready to go.
Yeah, if they can find the answers on defense, this is a team that could make some noise in the NIC North and maybe surprise some people. Another one of those NIC-NLC battles is the battle for State Road 19 as Jimtown goes on down to Northwood, year 2 of the Corey Stoner era, and he has some offensive skill people that he can count on in the backfield. Tyson House, his quarterback, certainly one of them. You see him scrambling there, but they also have this electrifying player, number 27, John Two Reed.
John Two Reed is one of those game breakers, and again, if he can touch the ball, maybe 10, 12 times a game, he can be a big difference maker and picks up a lot of ground in a hurry. They've got a couple guys back on defense, and Braden Campbell's among them, who should be good players on this team. Crithers is also pretty good, and this team finished 7-4 last year and 4-1 in conference play under Corey Stoner in his first year. So I'm really excited about what Jimtown is doing and where they're going, and the numbers that are out for football is impressive.
The big question for the Jimmies right now is the line of scrimmage. But you know that's the same question that Nate Andrews has down in Napanee with this Northwood team. They lost a lot of starters on the offensive and defensive lines. They do bring Caden Lone back at quarterback, and this guy, Ethan Evers, punishing and fast.
Yeah, he was so impressive last year, and again, they had a situation where they were changing quarterbacks. They went by committee quite a few times last year because of injuries. But when Lone got in the ball game, he looked like a leader and a big, strong athlete. But I'll tell you what, we were very impressed with Ethan Evers and the effort that he made. He's 6'1", 206, big running back for that Northwood backfield.
By the way, Northwood has had its way with Jimtown in this rivalry as of late. The Jimmies have not won in this series since 2012. Then, if Fairfield Goshen is for US 33 South, then you have to say Concord and Elkhart is for US 33 North. And what an atmosphere they should have at Rice Field for this one. Josh Shattuck, though, may have needed the name tags for fall camp. We talked about Northridge losing 17 starters. Elkhart lost 19 starters.
Yeah, but they all were very good. He had all-staters. He had a team that did a great job last year, and he's building that tradition. I know they've had a lot of hard work in the off-season. But Josh Shattuck last year, 9-1, 4-0 in conference play. And when you look at the people that they do have back, of course, we're hoping that Donovan Johnson is going to be healthy, a little banged up right now, but he's a big, big playmaker for Elkhart.
Well, and if they don't have Donovan Johnson, you don't have to throw a pity party for Elkhart because they have a hard-hitting team. They've got speed, and they have a transfer by the name of Caleb Hauser from Edwardsburg, who was one of the Eddies' leading ball carriers during their tournament run last year. And he passes the eye test, folks. He'll be a good one. Now, they take on a Concord team. Craig Kaler is not bringing over a group that is unarmed for this one. They can throw the football. In fact, maybe the best receiving corps in northern Indiana. That's Amarian Moore, and they have another kid named Jack Darcy that can take it to the house as well.
And more when you got a quarterback like Hunter Dutton. He's a good-sized kid, 5'11", 200-pounder. You've got Titus Hackworth in the backfield, a quality player. And I'm told there's a rumor there might be some Coltukians on that defense for Concord. What a returning roster for Coach Kaler.
Now, the big question Craig Kaler has, can they stop the run and can they run the football? And I think if he can answer those questions affirmatively, could be a really good year down in Dunlap. And then let's talk about the game that we'll be at on TV 46, which you can watch on Facebook, YouTube, and the Champions Network. Pregame at 6:45, and that is the rivalry in the Princess City. Number 10, Mishawaka, taking on number 4, Marion. You've got two really good young coaches. You've got two explosive offenses, and you've got two much improved defenses over last year.
Well, I know it's early to predict this, but I wouldn't be surprised if both those coaches don't wind up in the Indiana Football Hall of Fame someday. They're very dedicated. They work hard. they have great relationship with their players. That's one of the things that we notice when we go to practice. The coaches are teaching, doing a great job. Mishawaka has perhaps the premier quarterback in not only in the area but maybe in the state of Indiana, and Justin Fisher. Big, strong, strapping kid. He can get it in at 2-point conversions automatically. Good with him back there. But Milan Burris is also a very good running back. And, good size and good quickness.
Meanwhile, this Marion team, which was so explosive offensively last year with Maddox Begonia Bright at quarterback, he has graduated. And now Bryce Lesane takes the reins. But tell you what, Mr. Lesane has some folks that he can get the football to. This just in, Greg Atkinson is fast.
And he's good, and he's experienced, and he is a game breaker as well. And he's got to touch the ball. There's another guy. You want to get him the ball 12, maybe 14 times a game, and he plays defense as well. So if he can get a couple of touches there, maybe an interception, you intercept the ball in defense and you're trying to be tackled by an offensive line and an offensive unit. I just don't see anybody being able to stop him in that situation.
5 punt returns for touchdowns last year. By the way, you saw a couple of nice hits from Michael Murphy. And keep an eye on this guy. Caleb Lusanga could be a rising star for this Marion team and a difference maker tomorrow night in this one. So we can't wait to get out there. Mishawaka and Marion should be a great atmosphere. Hoping to see a lot of people in the Princess City. If you can't get out to the game, you can watch it live, Facebook, YouTube, and the Champions Network at 6:45. And if you can go to the game, and we encourage you to do that, come home and watch it the way we've done it for 32 years. Friday night at 11, Saturday morning at 9. For my broadcast partner, Bob Nagel, it's Chuck Freeby. Great to have you with us. Hope to see you tomorrow night.